Hi there and welcome back to the Purrsuit Gaming channel. As always, my name is Cosmii. It's a pleasure to meet you all. We're currently standing in front of the Lombard's pawn shop. So within today's episode, our goal is to own our very own pawn shop, but we do need to make sure to accumulate $2,000. As you can see, we are currently sitting at about $900, so we're a bit far away. We're kind of there, but kind of not. But one of the other goals that we need to do is also maybe upgrade some of our basic tools. So we do have quite a few things at the back of our truck. These things are things we accumulated within the last episode. So there's quite a few bangles, there's a crucifix. But unfortunately at this stage our verification tool is not of a high enough tier for us to be able to manually verify those items ourselves. With that being said, what I'm going to do is going to head over to the other side of the map, hand those over to one of the specialists, and let's see if we can start working towards that goal and smashing out some of those objectives. And here we are. We have arrived at the Taste of Art Gallery, or, well, the Taste of Art. This is one of the specialists that's going to help us verify some of our fashion-related items and art-related items as well. So what I want to do is I want to drop off our basic items here. It's going to take some time for them to be verified. And then what we're going to do with the remaining money that we have is we're going to jump onto some of those auctions and let's see if we're able to get some success there. And here we are. We are at our first storage auction location. So unfortunately this has a few of their auctions already passed, so we might be only able to get a handful of auctions within the given day. Not a massive deal, but it's definitely going to limit our profit-making ability. And our first locker is looking a bit depressing. Well, let's see if we can scoop this one up for under $300, and yeah, let's just get going. And there we have it. We scored our first locker of today's episode for $307, so not too bad. There's definitely some profit to be made here. Unfortunately, we still need to upgrade our fixing tool. I know that is a $2,000 upgrade, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to focus on upgrading our tools first before we do acquire our first pawn shop. As you can see, that there is quite a few new items within the game. There has been a recent update that has come out, so I do recommend checking out for yourself if you're finding this game very interesting. But with that being said, without looking into these chests, we do have some profit. Unfortunately, it looks like this first chest is, well, actually there is an item in there. We do have a unique teapot, so definitely not too bad. And then we do have our locked chest. So first look at today, definitely great. Not the best, but profit is profit. So what we'll do is I'm gonna load up our car, and what we'll do is then head over to the next auction that is going to be running today. Alrighty, so I have managed to stack up all our first locker finds. What I'm going to do is quick on head on over back to the board and see if we can scoop up that next locker as well. We don't have too much money to deal with, but hopefully it's enough to get the next locker. And here it is. It's right here, so not too bad. And a big shout out to my long-term viewers. Thank you for watching my current video. I also appreciate it if you can like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. With that being said, let's get stuck into it. And there we have it. We got our second locker for $345, so we do have a tiny bit of cash spare, but hopefully this next locker is also quite profitable for us. As you can see, quite a lot of our verifications have been completed, so definitely something that we can also pick up on the way as well. Alrighty, so this other locker that we have been able to purchase, it does have some value. We did break even, but unfortunately we're definitely not going to be able to fit into our cart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly offload some of these items here. and then come on back and see if we can scoop these items up and then drop off some of those more exotic items off to the verification specialists. Alrighty, home sweet home, and here we are back at the next day. So, the first thing that I think we want to focus on is maybe we can drop off some of these items at or in front of the pawn shop. I know the pawn shop does open a bit later, around 9 o'clock, so it's definitely something that we need to take into consideration. The new day starts about 8, so we do have about an hour of the downtime that we can work with. So hopefully I can drop some of these items off. Maybe I can put them in storage. Let's see if I can. Alrighty, so I just dropped off, whoops, some of my basic items. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on down to our good old stomping grounds. And here we are at the first auction area that we were first introduced in episode 1. Alrighty, so what I want to do is head on over back to the pawn shop, sell off our first load of items and also those previous items from the previous day, and see how much money we got to deal with. Alrighty, so we have offloaded our first initial set of items. I'm going to also drop off these big crates to the locksmith. Get those bad boys cracked open while we run backwards and forwards for our previous 2 lockers that we've yet to sell off those big bulky items. We do have one chest to pick up here as well that we got lockpicked, but I'm going to drop off these 2 items as well. And in this chest, might as well crack it open, see how we went. We got a cannonball. That was definitely not the best investment. I think it's only cost us about $15 to actually lockpick, so it's either 15 or 30. I think it depends on the box, but definitely not the best find. Alrighty, so I'm going to quickly sell off that. Alrighty, since we do have $1,000, what I want to do is, let's see if we can jump on another one of these auctions. And maybe we can also get this last auction coming up in the late afternoon. It's only 2-hour block, so, and then we can spend the remainder of our day running backwards and forwards for these 2 storage lockers. Alrighty, yet again, we didn't do too bad for this one as well. I think that next auction is currently open. Nope, still got some time. So what I'm going to do is we're going to quickly offload these items here in this small locker. Might as well get this item to the locksmith, and these small items we can just simply load up onto the back of the truck. Don't have to worry too much about storage. Always like these smaller lockers. These smaller lockers definitely easier for us to transport in a single trip. Alrighty, so definitely that's good, awesome. We cleared up our truck a reasonable amount. I think tomorrow what we can do is run to the other side of town and get some of these items processed and verified by those experts. Alrighty, so as you can see, we did have a pretty successful day yesterday. Alrighty, as you can see, we do have quite a bit of items that we still need to get verified, so... And as you can see on the top left hand side, we do have quite a bit of cash. We're almost at our $2,000 goal for at least our repair tool. Once we do have that repair tool fully upgraded, we also should be able to achieve the purchasing of our store very, very quickly. So I want to quickly pick up one of our chests that we did pay to unlock. But unfortunately, we do have to wait until 9 a.m. before they can open. Alrighty, like that, right on time. 9 AM, the locksmith has opened up. So let's see how we did with our chest we dropped off yesterday. And here we are. And unfortunately, it's just a medallion of not much value. And then we have the chest itself. So, not the best, but a few dollars here and there definitely helps with us achieving our goal. So what I'm going to do is, since we're already here, I want to quickly just drop this off at the pawn shop, that one chest and the medallion, just to clear up some space. And then what we're going to do is going to go to the other side of town and start getting these items verified. So we've got culture, some fashion, some hobby, household. So we do have quite a bit of things that we can drop off to the art gallery to get verified, and then we have to go to the other two shops for other remaining two items. So I'm going to go over there and let's see how we go. And as easy as that, we've already spent $500. Alrighty, so here we are arriving at the toys that make noise to drop off another two items to be verified. Actually, just one item. And then the last item is going to be the electronics shop that's able to deal with household goods, which is going to be our coffee maker and then also our little teapot that we got there. As soon as we drop these items off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to an auction, see if we can snap up a few deals and quickly achieve that $2,000 goal and upgrade our upgrade tool. Alrighty, so our first auction today is actually quite profitable. We do have about $500 worth of items in here, so we snapped that up for a bargain price of $270. Unfortunately, it's quite a lot of bulky items, so what I'm going to do is see if we can jump onto another auction today and worry about that stuff a bit later. And a few other bits and pieces yet again. So we did have about double our money, so it's not too bad. At least these items are small as well, so it's not too much of an inconvenience to deal with. And we had another $50 item as well, so probably had about $400 worth of items in a $150 little unit there. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is quickly run on down to the pawn shop, offload some of these items here, and then quickly come backwards and forwards. And also, I'm going to quickly stop past the fashion shop, see if we're able to pick up some of these items that we got verified. Hopefully that might take us over the $2,000 mark that we needed. So we do have $100 item, not too bad. You get another $100 item. Unfortunately, don't have enough tool to upgrade that. $44 item, 42, and then our crucifix is a $120 item. So I definitely think we do have the money we need. Oops. And there we have exactly $2,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly upgrade my repair tool. And then we can pick up maybe some of those other items we verified. And as easy as that, we do now have level 2 repair tool. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is let's head on over to the other specialists. Let's go to sports shop, pick up some of those items just to give us additional money in the bank, and see if we can start utilizing this new tool we got here.
Welcome.
Alrighty, so we have this item, which is game board. It's in bad condition, and now we can upgrade it to normal. Awesome. And that's an extra $43. Went from 100 to about 143. So far so good. Alright, let's run over to the electronics shop and see if we can also do the same there.
How can I help?
Alrighty, we've got the coffee maker. The coffee maker's over here. Bad condition. Upgrade that to normal for another $176. So, yeah, not bad. Definitely a worthwhile investment. So what I'm going to do is also going to run over to our auction. I'm going to quickly pick up some of our bigger, bulkier items. I know that the last auction is finishing at 7. So if I've got enough time to pick up those bigger, bulkier items, should be able to sell that stuff off for a pretty decent price as well. And look at that, with our tool we're able to upgrade a lot of our items and increased it by about $100. Not bad. There we go, got quite a lot of items on the back of our truck, so let's quickly run that over to the pawn shop, offload a bit more of these items so that we do have a decent amount of money for the next auction. I generally want to have about maybe $600-700 ideally. Ooh, awesome. So we do have $600 after the first load of items. We do need to drop this one off to the locksmith. Definitely something that we want to do a bit later, probably towards the end of the day. I think we have an item that we can still pick up here. This was the, I think, the jewel that we dropped off. Yes, it is. Awesome. And this jewel is worth $175. If we upgrade it, ooh, that like almost doubled the value. So now it's a $350 item. So definitely a great find there. Do have a bag that we can upgrade as well. I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Let's go run over to the auction and see if we can snap up that last locker for a really good price. And as you can see, with that upgrade tool, we already almost smashed through that $2,000 mark. So I can see all we need is another good locker or two, and then we're in some decent profit. Oh, damn. Ah, I think we definitely misjudged that as 4 to 6. My bad. Alrighty, so since we do have quite a bit of time here, what I'm gonna do is let's see if we can go to the electronics store, pick up that last teapot, and then what I want to do is I'm gonna go home for the day, and in the following day, what we can do is stay a bit more local to Blueberry Village, see if we can cross that goal. I think this item here, I think it's only worth about $100 or so. Oh, actually, it's $350 again. What another good find. So we are getting very, very close to that goal. We're only about $500 away once I sell these items in the back of my car. So what I'm going to do is on the way home, I want to drop off this chest at the locksmith. So in the morning, we're able to also pick up at this chest once it has been cracked open. And as easy as that, it is a new day in Blueberry Village. So we have our pals here working out as always. I'm sure we'll see them again. Can't wait until we have our own place a bit deeper into town, but I know that they're quite expensive. But I definitely think we can look into that later once we have started started establishing ourselves within the town, like you know, owning our own business and whatnot. Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, I was going to stop past the locksmith, but then I realized, oh yes, they open at 9. See if we can stop over here and see if there's any auctions that are operating early in the morning. Cool, we've got 2 auctions in this area, so definitely not great when it comes to variety. So it looks like we might have to go to the other side of town anyways. Alrighty, so we've loaded up our first locker of items. They're all teetering on the edge, but just enough to offload this stuff at the pawn shop. Yet again, there's probably only about $300 worth of items that we can see so far. There's quite a lot of rare items mixed amongst them all. And as you can see, we've got projector, we've got candlestick, we've got Halloween costume, sunglasses, and whatnot. So definitely going to the other side of town is definitely a goal of ours for today. We're going to drop off this locked box over at the locksmith. I think we have one over there that we dropped off yesterday, so I've got to pick that one up, change them over, and see how we go. Alright, so we've just entered back into Black Elk. What I'm going to do is quickly fill up. Don't want to run out of gas. That would be the worst nightmare. I'm not sure what happens when you run out of gas, but you know, at the same time I don't want to find out. Yeah, it's pretty cheap to fill it up just on the way as I'm going in and out of town. Alright, dropped off all my items at the gallery, and let's head off to the sports shop, and then we can head on down to the electronic shop. So what we'll do is let's head over to the auction house, see if we can have another successful day like yesterday. We've got one here, great. Unfortunately the other one we just missed, so hopefully this one is a lucky one for us. And by the looks of it, definitely some potential. There's a lot of dirty items, so there's dirty items definitely would mean that the value of the auction itself probably be worth like maybe 250-ish. And we got this one up for quite a bit more money than I expected, but you know what? Some of those items hidden at the back are definitely probably going to be more valuable than we expected. So we'll sell off these first few items. Football, $25. We got a steering wheel, $80. Commercial grill, it's $90. A vacuum, $45. And then we have the frame, $98. We've got our vacuum, $81. Iron stove, $50. And then we have a chessboard as well. So yep, definitely this side of town is definitely a good score. And in here we have a pigeon and some Halloween decorations. So the microphone is definitely something that we want to also get verified as well. So considering our $300 investment, we didn't do too bad. And we've got another art and culture item as well that we need to get looked into. And there we go, we stacked up everything. Everything looks pretty clear, so just double check with our headlights. And it's definitely a empty storage locker. So what I'm going to quickly do is let's just offload some of these items. On the way, we're going to drop off some goods at the art shop, at the gallery to be verified. We can pick up a few items as well. Looks like they're being completed. So let's see what we can do. Drop this one off. And as easy as that, we stacked everything up. Yep, definitely think we've got everything here. And now back to the trusty pawn shop. I think we've got about $1,000 worth of items in the back of our truck, actually. So we should be sitting around $1,500-$1,600 after we sell all these items. And there we are. We're sitting at almost $1,700. I do want to upgrade this chest. Get us a few extra dollars out of the way. And as easy as that, we're made a decent amount of money. What I want to do is, I think we can head down to the junkyard. They may have an auction or two we can snap up as well while we're waiting for some more of these items to be verified. Otherwise, we can come back to the electronics shop and also the hobby shop as well for those few items we dropped off earlier in the afternoon. And here we are at our trusty old junkyard. It served us well in the past. Let's see if it continues its luck. Only got one auction we can do. It's a bit late in the afternoon. And here it is. Ooh. It's definitely crammed full of pretty decent stuff. A lot of these things are instant sell items. I think that one is, that the trash bag is, but a few dirty items at the back. Hopefully that means that they do clean up for a decent profit. And we scored this for a very, very good price. I definitely think we've at least doubled our money in this particular storage auction. See how we go. Quite a few pieces of trash in here. What do we have? Keg of beer, a coffee kettle, move that stuff to the side. We've got a Easter box, cooler that we can upgrade to $25, chemical supplies, almost a $90 bed, a water boiler, oops, didn't mean to pick that up. A $99 water boiler, so yeah, definitely a good purchase for this one as well. Alrighty, so we definitely balanced that up. We do have a table as well. And there we go. We got almost $500 worth of items for, oops, for $170. I think that should push us over the line to that $2,000 mark. Oof, but I definitely think this is going to be a... Yeah, screw it. We just do 2 trips. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is head over to the hobby shop, pick up some of those items. I know that we dropped some over here. And then what we can do is... That should push us over the $2,000 line. Go, definitely a good purchase there. So we're gonna head over to the, I think, electronic shop. I think we had one item sitting over there too. But also I want to drop off the mic that I have in the back of my truck as well. And there we go, parked it perfectly, and here we are. Just gonna drop this one off. Pick up our projector. Projector is not pretty average priced rare item. It's not the best, but I can definitely say it's not too bad. Alrighty, so we got one of the last destinations is the fashion district, or the gallery itself. I think I had an item here that was just finished.
Can I help you?
There we go. And this particular item is worth $171, so it's pretty good. Alrighty, so we now have our storage auction, our storage house that we had a few bigger and bulkier items. We can pick those up and then we can head back home and hopefully secure our first business. Oh, it wasn't here. It was the junkyard. My bad. Alrighty, let's head over to the junkyard. Pick up those last two items. And, oh, looks like there is one more item that I almost missed. This is the benefit of having headlights. And let's head on home and start the new day. And hopefully we're able to achieve our goal of owning our very own pawn shop. Once we've owned our very own pawn shop, we do need to also list some items for sale and then also withdraw some money. So that's definitely going to be an exciting thing to get into and get involved in. And let's see how we can build up our storage hunter empire. Alrighty, so we've started the first new week. So we're at week 2, Monday. So we did have to pay $100 in rent, which is not too bad. But what it means is, well, we do need to make sure that we are smashing through these objectives as fast as possible, because the longer we take, the more overheads we do accumulate. Alright, I do need to wait until the pawn shop opens, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is maybe head over to the locksmith, pick up the locksmith box, and also then come on back. Alrighty, right on time, he's opened up. Ding dong, it's 9 o'clock. Alrighty, so here's our chest. Let's see how we did with this lucky chest. We do have a piggy bank. Unfortunately, it's only worth $9. We do have a container of chemicals. That's worth 34. And then we just have some household detergent. Yeah, not too bad. It's about $50 in items. It did only cost us $15 to actually crack it open, so not bad. Alright, it means that the pawn shop is now open, so we should be able to now offload some of our items here. What I'm going to do is offload some of my more expensive items first. Actually, I want to keep that one, and maybe we can try and sell it in our own shop. Alrighty, so here we go, and maintenance fee of $250 a week. And there we go, we have purchased our very own pawn shop. How exciting. So in the pawn shop, you can list items for sale at higher prices, but you won't happen immediately. The more expensive the item, the longer it takes. You can withdraw money via the computer inside, and you can simply hit and click the withdraw button. So that's pretty cool. We've got the computer here, so I guess that's how we can withdraw. By the looks of it, there's quite a few things we can upgrade as well, such as employees being able to haggle, space, I guess that's storage space, warehouse space, and also selling times. Pretty cool. Alrighty, so it looks like we do need to first stock our warehouse. Okay, transfer all our items over. They're all of, except that one. Let's upgrade that. Oops. Hey, stand still. Alright, now we can transfer that over as well. So they're all of high quality, or at least normal quality. And we can start the listing process. So here we can list our table. Yeah, might as well. This one here. Sell that for that price. We got our chests. Yeah, double our money, and we got a few smaller items as well. A bottle of wine. Still got 55. Piggy bank. Screw it, let's just do 20. And we got our bottle of chemicals. 50, and by looks of it, that's all the space we have at this time. So in here we're able to get our employees to automatically list our items. We might as well do that as well. And there's some specialties that we can get. It means that we can get higher prices for particular items, which is really cool to know. So far we know that a lot of the jewelry related items are very expensive, so I guess that is, I think, different. It's either art and culture or beauty, and then we also have stuff like electronics as well. I think that's really interesting to look into. Alrighty, we got our items. So this gives us a rough idea on how long it's going to take for some of our items to sell. So it does take quite a while in in-game time for our items to slowly progress. But as they say, we can also upgrade the space capacity. But we can also upgrade our selling times as well. We do only have about, well, a little under $500 in our bank account, so definitely these are things that we will want to work on as we're able to get wealthier and wealthier throughout the game. And as you can see, in a couple seconds, our first few items will sell. And you can see customer has come in. Hey sir, how's it going? You want to buy this item? Awesome, I'll talk to you. So we have the option to, we're selling it for, we have it on sale for $43. He's offering us 34. So what we want to do, let's see if we can haggle this. Oof. So we have the possibility of increasing the value or decreasing it. So there we go. Successfully haggled. You know, for $40, don't mind that. Let's go and there we go. We secured our first sale. And we have another customer coming in. They're coming in looking for a, what are they looking for? Oh, there we go. They were happy at the current price, and there we go. We had our employee manually restocking our stock as well. So that's really convenient. Let's see if I can haggle for this one as well. See if, oops, we missed that one. Try again. Oops. And there we go. We've got an extra $3 there. Not too bad. Gonna accept that, and we got $17 for that piggy bank. So pretty good. Considering that I think the base sale price was $15. I think we can see if we can repeat that process for a few of these other items as well. But by the looks of it, they're not always gonna haggle. It's only some that will haggle for some of these items. I think we've done a lot for today, so we were able to successfully own our very own pawn shop, which was definitely a great achievement. I think in the next episode we might want to work on upgrading our verification tool, so we're not spending so much time running around and verifying the various items that we do collect. But I think something that we also need to work on is trying to make sure we have a constant supply at our shop here. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. see you guys again into the next one.